Good evening and welcome to Goa 365. I'm Marsha D'Souza. First, the headlines. Fates of candidates for the Lok Sabha by-election sealed in the EVM machines. Very low turnout. Kalangut Sarpanch and his deputy continue to retain their position though voted out of office. 46 students run through 11 states to inspire the youth in team building. India out of the qualifying matches for the FIFA World Cup 2010. Now for our top stories. Disinterested electorate coupled with unenthused party workers saw a very low turnout at the Mormugao Lok Sabha by-election today, with the average polling percent at 12 noon being nearly only 13.7%.
Notwithstanding the low turnout, Chief Minister Digambar Kamath was confident that the Congress candidate would win the elections with a comfortable margin.
Congress should win this seat without any problem.
What about the margin?
Margin may vary from 20,000 to 35,000 depending upon the polling.
On the other hand, BJP MLA Francisco D'Souza, who is overseeing the party's campaign in Salsette, was happy with the low turnout.
Elections means there was a very good response for the BJP, in Salsette especially. I was in charge of 8 assembly constituencies and everywhere there was a good response. And in fact there was a complaint from voters saying that the BJP has neglected Salsette. No, we are just around a halfway mark. I expect it to improve by evening. But it's very bad for the Congress, I feel.
Voters came out in trickles at most of the polling booths in the 8 assembly segments of Salsette, whether it was Veli, represented by Water Resources Minister Philip Neri Rodriguez, or Navelli, represented by PWD Minister Churchill Alemão. In Lotuli, represented by Power Minister Alice Sequeira, the turnout was better, with this booth at Verna reporting 24.53% turnout at 1 p.m. At Kirbat in Lotuli Assembly segment, where for the Assembly elections polling was concluded at 11:30 in the night, brisk voting was in progress, with 22.27% of the electorate casting their votes by 12 noon. In fact, with the exception of Margao and Benauli, at no other assembly segments in Salsette were tables seen to assist the voters, and Digambar Kamath, while admitting this, gave his reasons for the same.
This is the by-election, assembly elections were held some few months back. And no much enthusiasm amongst even workers. Forget about voters. Even workers are not, because they have just worked 3-4 months back. Secondly, this is again a by-election, not even a general parliament election where the stakes of the government are concerned.
At Kurtorin, the hometown of Congress candidate Francis Sardinia, people after the morning mass bypassed the polling booth to go home, contrary to the normal practice of voting first. However, in the urban areas of Fatorda and Margaon, the turnout of voters was better. In fact, at Margao, both the Congress and BJP camps were pretty organized, with tables outside the booths to assist voters and even vehicles arranged by the Congress to ferry voters, especially at Sirvode. However, at 11:30 am, when Chief Minister Digambar Kamath came to cast his vote, the turnout at that booth in Fatima Convent was a mere 8%. At Fatorda, represented by BJP MLA Damu Naik, at 12 noon, the turnout at this booth in PWD office was 22.27%. In Benauli Assembly segment, represented by Tourism Minister Miki Pacheco, the turnout was better, and both the BJP as well as the Congress appeared to be more organized. At 12 noon, the turnout at this booth in Betalbati was 15%. Congress candidate Francisco Sardinia visited the church this morning for a mass before going to cast his vote, accompanied by his wife Colombia, and he was greeted by his teacher Alesh Borges outside the church. Speaking to Goa 365, he was confident of his victory, but opined that the margin would depend upon the turnout.
100% I'm sure to win.
And
Wherever I have gone, the response is very good.
what about the margin?
Margin is not important, I don't know. I have not applied my mind so far. It will all depend on the percentage of voting. I'll be able to tell you in the afternoon.
The BJP candidate Dr. Wilfred Mishkita was also confident of his victory, arguing that the low turnout was to his advantage.
I expect a margin of about 30 to 25,000 victory
From south.
from south.
And what from local here?
Local, no, local I will definitely get a sweep of Rumugam and Vasco. I've been a Vasco MLA and people will know what work I have done and what work I'm capable of doing. So I have absolutely no doubt about Vasco and Rumugam. And overall people will vote to save Goa. That's more important. It's not, Mishkita is not important, Dr. Mishkita is not important or nobody is more important than Goa. Goa comes first.
In Mormungao Taluka too, the turnout was quite poor, with most of the polling booths wearing a deserted look in the morning. The low voter turnout makes one wonder whether the deployment of paramilitary forces was really required.
We'll spin into a short break. Stay with us.